make sure to subscribe to the Facebook and Instagram pages. The DC Comics creature Commandos are a zany amalgamation of monstrous tropes, military bravado, and comic book absurdity that somehow keeps staggering forward despite itself. Born in the smoky chaos of the early 1980s, this motley crew was DC's attempt to answer the question, what if Frankenstein's monster had a machine gun and fought Nazis? Because, apparently, that's the kind of innovation the comic world was clamoring for. The team's original incarnation featured a grab bag of Halloween rejects, a Frankenstein-esque brute, aptly named Frankenstein, a Dracula clone, a werewolf, a gorgon, and a scientist who presumably thought, why not weaponize cliché monsters? These misfits were cobbled together into a unit under Project M, a secret U.S. government experiment designed to terrorize Axis forces in World War II. Subtlety and logic were clearly not on the agenda. Their missions were as predictable as their origins were lazy. Fight Nazis, grapple with their monstrous identities, and engage in occasional existential monologues to prove they weren't just cheap Universal Studios knockoffs. Sprinkle in some lab coat-wearing bureaucrats barking orders, and voila, you've got a plot stew of men on a mission tropes, reheated with monster seasoning. Of course, in the hands of later writers, the creature Commandos were reimagined, reconned, and recycled. The characters became weirder, the settings more outlandish, and the metaphors about humanity's dark side more heavy-handed. Frankenstein turned into a dapper gentleman adventurer, because why not? By this point, the Commandos were less about battling literal evil and more about being a vehicle for whatever bizarre thought experiment the current creative team dreamed up after watching too many late-night monster movies. The Commandos' most recent revival. Oh, it's peak modern DC. An animated series tied into James Gunn's cinematic universe. And yes, Gunn's irreverent touch will undoubtedly lean hard into their camp potential, likely framing them as a self-aware satire of their own ludicrous concept. Because if the only way to sell a Frankenstein-wielding bazooka in 2025 is to wink at the audience, you might as well wink hard. So, there you have it. The Creature Commandos, a gloriously ridiculous franchise clinging to relevance by shamelessly embracing its over-the-top, monster mash absurdity. A story that asks, who needs good ideas when you have a werewolf in a uniform, and answers, apparently, no one.